Subscribe to both of my YouTube channels, Sharon Winbush and Goddess Sharon. Turn on notifications and share all videos globally. Thank you. I don't see anything wrong with taking inventory of someone's life. I think taking inventory of your life is actually a good thing. It's a teachable moment. It's a learning experience. And I take inventory of my life on a regular basis to make sure I'm doing the things that I set out to do. And I take inventory of others that I'm influenced by and those that I'm puzzled by. And I would say that Kevin Samuels fell into the puzzled category for me. He was not someone that appealed to me because I felt contradictions from him. He was, in my opinion, a walking contradiction. The things just didn't add up with me. They didn't gel with my spirit. And I didn't really have the time to delve into him because I'm busy with other things. People that I know like him, 2 or 3 men that I'm friends with, love or like him a lot. So because I value their opinion, I looked into him. Just a cursory view because I was not that interested. If I don't find an interest in you by looking at the first glance, then I tend not to delve too deeply. But I did keep looking because they kept bringing him up and they kept referring to him and they like him a lot. So I kept trying to see, A, what is it that you like? And B, am I misjudging this person? Am I not seeing things correctly? But at no point did he ever resonate with me. At no point did I think, ooh, this is someone that I should listen to, or I should take advice from, or I should even tune in. I don't think I could even watch him 5 minutes before it repulsed me. I didn't like his energy is really what it is. Aesthetically, everything looked great. So he's an image consultant. He made sure that his aesthetics were on point. So he's in a nice environment. He has the nice accoutrements around him so that it gives the appearance that he's something. He wears the tailored suits. He looks good in his suits. He's a handsome guy. The glasses work for him. Everything visually worked. It's the energy that was discordant to me. So I did not, he was not palatable for me. And as I look at things in hindsight, I see why. As I look at the inventory of this man's life, because when somebody dies, first there's shock and then there's sadness. But for me, I always do inventory of myself and others. So I'm looking at just the response to his death and how many people, especially men, resonated with him. And I think that's worth looking into. Men see Kevin Samuels as the godfather, the GOAT of the manosphere, the space where black men's voices are heard, their grievances with women, specifically black women, are aired. And I guess he was the champion of that space. Women see him as someone who berated women and tore women down. But the reports speak for themselves. He was reported as being found in his apartment at Residence Atlanta Buckhead, 297 East Paces Ferry Road, Northeast, apartment 1605, and a 2-bedroom apartment, which is what I assume he had, runs about $2,870 a month. He was with a 32-year-old female that he had met the night before, didn't even know her 12 hours, and Hortensia Alcantara. So she was 25 years younger than him, and he had a massive coronary, which is, a blockage of the arteries. He probably was a meat eater, a heavy meat eater, a scotch drinker, drank Red Bull, and I'm certain took Viagra and Cialis, probably popped a couple of them. And then that, along with a vigorous sexual activity, can definitely bring on a heart attack, a massive heart attack. So the reports say that he was married for 1 year to a childhood girlfriend, high school sweetheart, as he said. They had one child, and then 7 years after that, he was married for 3 years. It's reported that he did have to pay child support, which says, he said his income was upper six figures, close to seven figures, and yet it shows that his child's mother had to take him to child support court, which means he didn't volitionally take care of his only child. So there's a lot of contradiction and a lot of irony in the death of Kevin Samuels. But it's very polarizing, because one side sees him as almost a martyr, and then the other side sees him as a villain, so to speak. And I think he's just human, a human having a human experience and trying to do the best he could with life. I didn't watch his show. I didn't care for his show. And every female had the option to not watch. If you did not like what he was presenting, you had the option to not tune. Kevin Samuels had a First Amendment right to voice his opinion, voice his beliefs, and he clearly had a lot of men that agreed with him. So he was within his right to express himself positively or negatively. And every single female that did not care for what he was doing should not have tuned in. That's how you voice what you believe and what you stand for. Because, I saw many women coming on there wanting to change him. All you have to do is unsubscribe, tune out, don't click it. I rarely watched one of his shows. I generally would only watch it if someone sent me a link. But I can count on one hand how many times I watched him. I thought he degraded women. I thought he dehumanized women. I thought he didn't have respect for women. And that came through loud and clear to me. So I did not choose to watch him. And I didn't. He has a right to say what he wants and teach what he believes and what his life experience is. And if I don't like it, all I have to do is, scroll off. It's no big deal. And then you don't subscribe and don't recommend the channel so you don't see it. But it won't be in your algorithm if you're not looking at it. So he has a right to have his opinion, his viewpoint. He came from whatever background he came from with his mother and the females in his family, which formed him, which shaped him as a man, which caused him to be the way that he has been. So I don't have a problem with him one way or the other because I did not give my attention to him or anything that he does. So, I think it's interesting, all of the back and forth and the commentary, men versus women. And really, he's a human having a human experience. He's flawed, as we all are. Those that liked him, they have a right to like him. He obviously brought something to them. And those that didn't care for him, it was your responsibility not to tune in. So there shouldn't even be any back and forth, because if you weren't watching him, you wouldn't even know what it was about. Uh, I do think it's sad that he passed. I do think it's ironic, the circumstances. It's a teachable moment, and there's no problem taking inventory of someone's life who lived a very bold and brash and big existence. And people are talking about him because he was polarizing, because he was challenging thought and pushing the envelope. And I don't see anything wrong with that. There were valid points to a lot of what he said. And a lot of it for me was invalid. So I chose not to tune in. And everybody else had that option as well. So it is a loss to the YouTube community, and obviously a loss to the manosphere. So allow people to have whatever their experience is with this man. They're entitled, their relationship is theirs, and everybody should just be respectful of everyone's right to be who they are and like who they like and dislike who they dislike. And just, stay in your lane. There will be an autopsy. Kevin Samuels died on top of an adjustable 6, a stranger that he met 12 hours earlier the night before. So there is going to be an autopsy. There is going to be a toxicology report that'll be out in 6 to 8 weeks, and it will show what was in his system. He had no visible assets, so I'm assuming he'll have a bank account and a car that will have to go into probate, because you can't access somebody's bank account unless you have a note from the court. And I'm sure he didn't have anyone on his bank account. So his daughter, his mother, will have to open up an estate in the name of Kevin Samuels in the state of Georgia. It'll go through the probate procedures. All assets go into the estate. And from what I can see, that would just be a bank account and an automobile. 30% of whatever he has will go to the government off the top. Court costs and lawyer fees will be next, and whatever is left will then go to his daughter. So all of that is going to be public record, and all of it will be made available for those that want to delve deeper into this man's life. So because he died seemingly with no foul play, he was in his apartment with a stranger and, fell on top of an adjustable 6. So there is going to have to be an autopsy. They have to do a toxicology report. That's just standard operating procedure. And it'll be 6 to 8 weeks before whatever was in his system will be made available in public medical records. And then there'll be the funeral. And then there's going to be a probate estate opened, because seemingly all he had was a bank account. But you cannot access funds in someone's bank account, even upon death, with a will. It has to be a court order, something straight from a judge, which means an estate will have to be opened. It'll have to go through probate court in the state of Georgia. That's where he lived. That's where he died. And the executor of the estate more than likely will be the daughter. She appears to be of age. So she is the legal next of kin, not the mother. His daughter is legal next of kin, and that's in every state in the United States. So his daughter will be the executor of the estate. All assets will come to her, whatever he had, but all assets will first go into the estate. The government will take its 30% off the top, whatever he has. Whatever is left will go to court costs and lawyers, legal fees, all of that stuff. And then after that, creditors. So, we don't know what type of debt the man had, who he owed money, but by law, you have to place an ad to let people know that this person has died. So if there is any outstanding liens or judgments against him, or he owes people money, they then have the opportunity to file a claim against the estate and get paid. Once all of that is taken care of, any monies that are left will go to his daughters. But I don't think it's going to be a lot of money, because whatever he had, it wasn't enough for him to buy appreciable assets. So it's whatever's going to be in his bank account. And all of that will be made public. So you'll have the funeral, then you'll have the medical examiner's autopsy, the toxicology report, and then the estate hearing and proceedings. So, and all of those are going to be public records. His life will be an open book. Everybody will be able to continue to do videos on this, because it just is what it is.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Ain't gonna let y'all bully this dead man. We gonna let this man rest in peace. Whatever he did it and he gone. He got away with it. Fuck you. It's between him and God. Him and the Lord gonna have to deal with it. You ain't got no heaven or no hell to put him in. So, I wanna see who in the fuck wanna say something to me while I'm still alive. And one of you motherfuckers. Who is you? I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Ain't gonna let y'all bully this dead man. We gonna let this man rest in peace. Whatever he did it and he gone. He got away with it. Fuck you. It's between him and God. Him and the Lord gonna have to deal with it. You ain't got no heaven or no hell to put him in.